Mr. Paul Hamilton comes in just in time for us to make one addition/correction to the instant trivia from 7 a.m.
Oh.
Your Doug Peterson guest, Joe, was correct.
He started against the Bills?
Yes, Doug Peterson coached against the Bills, and then he came in 99. He started in 1999 when McNabb was a rookie and got benched at the end of the season.
And the Bills play the Eagles that year?
Yes. So, Paul, a trivia question for you. The players and the people that have coached against and started against the Bills as a quarterback, Doug Peterson, Tom Flores, Steve Spurrier, Jim Harbaugh, Frank Reich, and Sunday, add to the list, Kellen Moore. So there are 6 as of Sunday.
Frank Reich was the one that came to mind immediately.
Yep.
None of the rest of them did.
I mean, Peterson lost 26-0. Did he really even play?
He played.
He got shut out.
He started. He
Did it really even count? If you got 0...
By the way,
he got no more points than I did that day.
How many games did Peterson last until McNabb went in as the starter? Was it 3 or 5?
No, it was 9.
9 games. Then McNabb went in. Okay, Jackson Dart goes in after 3. Sometimes these changes are made. Josh Allen went in after 1.
Well, half. Not even
half, right.
It was half.
Anyway, Paul Hamilton joining us. We chat about the Sabres' win last night over the Blue Jackets. Back home at KeyBank Center. Paul, did you notice the improved acoustics of the arena? I know they've changed some things in there, right? Not that you might notice that. The game itself, Paul, 2-1 win over the Columbus Blue Jackets, a game in which they fell behind, but ultimately won. Stars of the game, any takeaways? We did get to see some of their big-time regulars.
We did, and what I did notice, actually, of the sound system is I could actually understand it. Oh. It went up when I sat, like I never... It was the time of the goal was always garbled. I never ever could understand it. I always had to go to the game summary online. It was, and I noticed all the times for the penalties and the goals were very clear, and I could hear them. And so that was the only thing I noticed with the sound system. They didn't have a band last night, so I didn't get to hear a band. So and they have new little thingies you go through when you come in the door. You don't have to empty your pockets, so that's a little bit different. So that's what's different in the arena when you arrive.
All right.
As far as the hockey team, what's different? They've played 2 preseason games. Georgiev has made 16 saves on 16 shots. Levi has made 11 saves on 11 shots. And Lyon has made 13 saves on 14 shots. They've made 40 saves on 41 shots and really have limited things. I mean, look at the shot attempts for the Sabres last night. I mean, it was just way up there, and they had 62 shot attempts, 34 shots that actually hit the net, and so far so good. It's exhibition hockey. They basically played Columbus's AHL team for the most part. They really missed a lot of open nets. I mean, that easily could have been a 5-6-1 game. Zucker was pretty funny afterwards. We were chatting with him, and I asked him, well, how'd the 19-year-old? He was on your line. Helen has played with McLeod and Zucker, and he goes, I did actually notice he doesn't like open nets. He starts laughing because Hellenius missed 2 wide open nets. The one, Zucker made a great move, came down, fed Hellenius coming down the slide. He had the open net and he missed the net. It's I'm kind of, I was looking at Dahlin. It's preseason, but he still played 25-37. McLeod played 22-37. One thing that really stuck out in me is Norris won 11 of 14 faceoffs. And I'm more concerned about that stat when we get to the power play. When we talk about the power play, which wasn't great last night, but it's a work in progress, I suppose. But so many times you lose the faceoff, goes down the ice, and you never get in the zone again. That was a lot of what they would do. Or they, at least minimum, you got to go back and retrieve it and come back up ice. You've lost 30, 40 seconds of your power play. If you got a guy who's going to win you the faceoff more times than not, or quite a few times like Norris has the capability of doing, you're set up now.
Yeah, with Norris on faceoffs, is Benson going to see time on the power play? I mean, he wins puck battles, right? You're talking about, you want to maintain possession. If it goes to the boards, he's good at that, even though he's not the biggest guy. I don't know if he'll see more power play time this year.
He may on the second power play, possibly.
Yeah.
He's not going to. The first is going to be Tuck up at the high slot in the bumper position. They've got Zucker in front of the net. You've got on the flanks, you have Norris and Thompson, and you've got Darlene quarterbacking the thing.
Isn't that, Paul, so they go 0 for 4 last night on the power play, but that's a big sticking point. They've been pretty weak in that department 2 years in a row. Is their biggest plan here to improve the power play? Norris is going to be on that opposite side of Thompson and give them like a real dangerous option across from Thompson to maybe open him up a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, he's more of a shoot-first guy kind of guy, and he's got a great shot. So now you have to respect both circles. Before, all they had to do was take Thompson away, and you're done. They had no answers for that, for the most part. Until, I mean, right at the end, the last maybe 20 games, they were pretty representative on the power play. But before that, for the most part, it was one of the worst in the National Hockey League. Now you have to respect both circles, and I think that'll give Darlene more options back as he's quarterbacking back at the point. He's not trying to force things to Thompson. They won't have to have as many entries, which is sometimes a real problem for them, trying to get into the zone because, again, if Norris wins the draw inside the zone, they're there. They don't have to worry about the entry. Now you're set up. A lot of that might be taken away also. And Norris can help with entries also, I believe. So the second power play is a little more, I can tell you Byram has been practicing on the bumper. You got Power quarterbacking it. And, I think you might see Kulik on that one. You might see Quinn on that one. You might see Benson. You may not. I think that one is going to be more of a work in progress as they try to work people in and figure out what would be a good second unit for them.
Paul, on Benson there, maybe not on the first power play unit, but he's on the top line last night. And, do you think that sticks? Do you think Benson has looked impressive enough that you think he stays on that top line, at least for the foreseeable future? He hasn't put the numbers up yet. I wonder if he has the instincts. You saw it on that pass last night to Thompson.
Yeah.
He has the instincts to be a playmaker, but he's just got to do it. And it's whether he's ready for a role where he's going to play 2 to 3 more minutes a night.
Yeah, that was pretty nifty, that play he made at Thompson, because he made the goaltender think he was coming out the other side. He was behind the net, going to continue behind the net. The goaltender thought for sure, so he was already leaning towards the what would have become the new post, but stayed the far post. And it was in almost one motion. Benson knew where Thompson was and gave him a nifty little back pass coming back out from where the direction he had come in, put it right on his stick. Thompson had half an empty net to put it in. I mean, it was so those are the types of plays that I think Benson is very capable of. I mean, This guy has always been a points guy, a scorer in every league he's been in, except the NHL. But he entered the NHL at age 18 and now has 2 years experience. That's the part of his game where we don't know. I mean, we know he can protect pucks. We know a lot of what he's going to bring, which is good for the team. What we don't know is, can he bring that offense? I asked him last night, and he's still very confident in his offensive abilities. He feels there's no question in his mind the offense is going to come for him, and things that he worked on in the off season. So somebody, as I said, was as talented as him as junior, generally can bring it to the National Hockey League in his third season here. We'll see.
Paul Hamilton on the Western Hotline on the Sabres win over the Blue Jackets. They have 2 more games before the Bills next play, the Sabres, in this preseason. So the schedule from here, how quickly will they pare things down? Tomorrow, the Red Wings, and then Saturday, Detroit will be back here in Buffalo, and then a home-and-home with Pittsburgh, and then we're off to the regular season. So how quickly do you think they kind of get their numbers down, and how do they handle the preseason usually, Paul?
Well, it kind of is already pared down to a point. I mean, Rochester may as well have started their camp because when the practice sessions really do not include any of those guys.
Yeah.
It's basically the Sabres. Hellenis isn't in the. By the way, he had I thought a pretty nice game.
Yeah, he's looked like he belongs, right, through 2 games.
Yeah. He looks like he's well improved over last year.
Yeah.
And the thing that really I asked Lindy Ruff about, when Columbus pulled its goaltender, Hellenis was out there. He made 2 really, really good plays with his stick in the last minute that got the puck out of the zone. And it was just quick stick, get it out of there. And I was very impressed by that. And I asked Lindy Ruff about it, and he goes, I really liked his game. And he said, but there was one thing I really didn't like, and what was it? He asked me. He's looking at me. And I thought I thought he was going to say he missed the open net. He goes, nope. He goes, it was that penalty he took at the end of the third period. He goes, that is the penalty we have to get out of our game. Yeah. He goes, it's a stick penalty with 4 minutes left in the game in a 1-goal game. He goes, we have got to stop taking that penalty. And he goes, I had a choice. I could have benched him because I think I didn't see him do it, but he probably gave it to him over on the bench. He goes, I could have benched him or I could see how he'd react. He goes, I chose to see how he reacted. And he goes, I was very impressed with how he reacted to that. And after that is when he made those 2 nice plays when the goaltender was pulled and helped get the puck out. So it's interesting the way, he reacted to that and the way he reacted to Hellenis to let him know that's unacceptable.
Paul, yeah, my follow-up was just going to be, who does that say more about in terms of learning? Is that about Constant Helenius, or is that Lindy learning? Like, you know what? Maybe the way that I should handle this is different. Lindy's talking about how he handled it, and never mind how Helenius handled it.
Well, he talked about how he handled it too. He goes he liked how Helenius handled it. Afterwards, he said I could have benched him, and I think he gave it some thought because he was furious about it. He goes, that penalty we have to stop, and he's right. They take that penalty. They take some silly penalties that kill them in games, and those are the types of things that he was trying to get out of the game, and I don't know how successfully. He really wasn't too successful about it, and he got pretty angry about it last year, but he chose to, all right, what are you going to do about it?
Yep.
You just put our team almost behind the 8 ball. What are you going to do about it? And he gave him the right response.
Thanks, Paul.
Take care, guys.
Paul Hamilton on the Western Hotline.